Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of
The Vibes Were Off.
I'm Catherine.
And I'm Meg.
And thanks again for joining us today. We're so glad you're back. Yay. I don't know why that just made me, literally in the second, made me think of when you were in college and the doors, what you did for your sorority.
Oh, God.
And it's like, we're so glad you're here.
We've been waiting for you all summer, and we're so glad you're finally here.
The door stacking. Fun fact, I saw this on TikTok or something, but I think that they stopped doing that.
Why?
Like, I think finally they were like, this is
It's
actual torture. And maybe
was it actually?
It was terrible.
Oh, no.
Especially if you were one of the girls. So if you don't know what this is, it's all over YouTube. But for sorority during recruitment, they sing songs, and you get in the doorway and there's like faces from the floor all the way up. So the girls on the floor have to get down there somehow, and then the girls on the top have to get up there somehow. So it's like you're kind of building a little pyramid on top of each other. Just in like heels,
100 girls
and dresses
stacked into a door.
Yeah, because you have to do it fast. They open the doors and you have to fill the door like immediately as the song starts. And like I was always on that like front row, and so I would get like bruises all over my knees. We're wearing heels, so I had one time like I really thought a heel went through like my tendon. Yeah, it gets rough.
But then you had to still sing the song.
And then you have to smile and nod your head and sing the song. Yeah. I mean, I loved recruitment, but that was a very brutal part of it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
yeah, welcome.
Yeah, but I don't think they do that anymore. So.
Yeah, that's good. So I did want to talk about some recent true crime news.
Ooh.
I don't know if you heard, but they on April 1st, arrested 61-year-old James Elmore Jr. of Bay Cliff, Texas, for the manslaughter and tampering with evidence of the 1980 murders of Laura Miller and Audrey Cook, or the Texas Killing Fields killer.
Oh.
Did you know about this? Did you hear?
I feel like I've heard a little bit about this.
Yeah, like that was around us.
Yeah.
And they've been trying to find him since the 80s. And there's some like crazy backstory with one of the dads. So Laura Miller was the daughter of Tim Miller, who founded Texas EquiSearch because his daughter was found murdered.
That's crazy.
That's his daughter, like the Texas EquiSearch.
Yeah.
Finds all of the people. They go out to, the entire United States to look for people who are missing or killed and help. It's like a nonprofit.
Right.
It's a huge thing that we have. His daughter's murder was just solved.
That's
And
insane.
I remember him talking about he has met with James.
This person.
He knows him. He's talked to him multiple times.
Always somebody. Well, most of the time it's somebody you know. And even if they were like a stranger to begin with, they somehow find a way to like insert themselves.
Right. You're like, oh, I'll help you search.
Right.
Right. And then you become kind of like friends, at least acquaintances, and you can, bond over that shared experience. And that's the killer the whole time.
That's crazy. Okay, so are you going to cover this for us?
I don't know. I might. Do you guys want me to cover it? Is that something you're interested in?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We got a request.
For me.
Thank you so much. Please send in your requests. We're very open to suggestions.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Not that we like don't have a plethora of topics.
Our notes document is hefty.
Yeah.
We have so many.
Yeah. But we want to do stuff that you really want to hear. So let us know.
And so I do have, it's kind of a request. Well, I was talking to Dad and we were like talking about childhood and kind of things. And we grew up in the Round Rock area. And I was like, hey, I don't know if I'm just like misremembering this or if I made it up completely. Because we were talking about our McDonald's episode, which was amazing. You did a very good job covering that. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to that.
Thank you.
But I was like, was there an also shooting at Luby's when we were children?
Yes.
And he was like, yeah. He knew all about it. So he started telling me all about it. And I was like, oh, this is the one I'm going to do.
Oh, good. I think when I was doing the McDonald's one, this one was on that list of like still in like the top 20 or something deadliest mass shootings. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to, not excited. Excited is never
not
the right word, but
No.
we are excitable people. So
we also like laugh through the pain.
Yeah.
So if just like blanket statement for anything that we do, if we're laughing, it's because like we're nervous or anxious or excited or uncomfy.
Yeah.
It could cover the whole gamut of emotions.
Yeah.
So we're doing our best.
Yeah. And we never want to be like insensitive around these
Right.
topics or anything like that. What we just want to tell stories, right? So that is our goal here, never to offend or do anything like that. We just are storytellers and we like telling stories to each other. So
Yes. Yeah. I'm excited. All right. So you ready to
said it again.
Dang it. That's just like my go-to like filler.
Filler word.
That's my filler
We're
word.
excited.
I'm sorry. I'll be better. At least it's not It could be Now I'm going to say
sorry.
that a million
Hold on,
times.
guys.
Uh-oh. She's getting comfy.
Yeah, okay. I gotta lock in.
Okay. So this is the Luby's Massacre. Trigger warning, obviously, for gun violence, racism, and sexism.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get into it.
Ready.
You're walking through the line at Luby's, your favorite cafeteria-style restaurant. Your chopped steak Luann's sitting on the plate in front of you as you carry your tray to the closest available table.
I love the picture that you're trying to paint here. So specific. Okay.
I mean, tell me you've not had a chopped steak Luann special before.
Oh, no, I have.
Right. Thank you.
I don't know if that's niche or not.
Yeah, we'll have to see how many people know about Luby's. I don't know if it's a nationwide thing or not.
So good. Okay.
Okay. It's more crowded than usual because it's Boss's Day. In fact, your boss and coworkers are waiting at the table for you to join them. You have a gift, a small token of appreciation hanging from your hand under the tray. Your fingers curled around the handle, sweat soaking into the cheap paper. It's not a bribe, but you hope your boss likes it enough to finally promote you. You've been busting your ass at work for the last year and a half, and you pray that they will finally notice all of your hard work. As you and your coworkers laugh about the chaos that is your company, you feel the air change. You can't put your finger on it, but something feels off.
The vibes, perhaps, were off.
You try to push the feeling aside. Not yet. Sure that it's just your anxiety from the impending performance review conversation, but the sounds echoing in the restaurant seem to be getting louder. The clanking of silverware on plates and chairs scraping as people move around seems out of place somehow. Then you hear a crash. Not like the occasional plate that hits a tile, but something louder, more ominous. You look around trying to place it. As your eyes sweep the restaurant, others start to look around too. Meg, is something wrong? Your coworker asks. I don't know, you reply. Did you hear that? Boom!
Yeah.
Glass sprays you and those around you, and you're thrown from your table. As you tumble to a stop, you try to get your bearings. What the heck just happened? You can barely hear yourself think over the screams and chaos that has erupted around you, but you try to piece it together. Your head is pounding as you look around you, and what you see is something straight out of a movie. There's a truck sitting in the middle of the restaurant.
Oh, a truck. Okay.
Oh no, you think. I hope the driver's okay. Did they mistake the gas for the brake? That happens. Did they have a medical emergency? You need to pick yourself up and get to help. And as you grab a chair to help you stand up, you make eye contact with the driver of the truck. Except, instead of an elderly person in need of help, you see a healthy young man. And what's worse, his eyes aren't confused. They are determined and full of rage. You watch in horror as he pulls a gun from his pants and opens fire.
Okay, so what year are we in?
1991.
Okay. Yeah.
It's October 16th, 1991, in Killeen, Texas. And what started as a normal lunch hour at Luby's Cafeteria would turn into one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. And trust me, the vibes were off long before that truck hit the glass.
Oh, yeah. There it is. The wink.
Did I do it right?
Yeah, no. I'm terrible at winking, so I try to
try.
avoid it, but...
Okay, do you feel like you're in the
Okay.
scene?
No, I do.
You're in the
Yeah.
scene. Okay.
Yeah, I have a few notes, though.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Just as Meg, since I was
You were the
in
main
this
character.
scene. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would have been like, oh no, did they do that on accident? I think I would have been like, that's true, but I think I would have immediately, but maybe I'm like in today's world. I would have been like, nah, I'm out.
Like immediately, something is wrong.
Immediately, yes. Okay, but tell me what happened.
Yes. Okay. So let's go back to the beginning.
Let's go back.
The world became a worse place on October 15th, 1956, when George Pierre Henard was born in Sayre, Pennsylvania. His father, Georges Marcel Henard, was a Swiss-born orthopedic surgeon, and his mother, Gloria Jean Henard, was a homemaker. They were pretty wealthy and lived, on the outside at least, the perfect life. As does everybody, right? His parents would go on to have 2 more children, a boy named Alan and a girl, Desiree. But as we so often see, looks can be deceiving.
So he was the oldest.
He was.
Okay.
So his parents would fight frequently, and with past neighbors saying that they could hear them screaming at each other for hours at a time.
Yeah, that's not healthy.
So they were everyone was screaming at each other.
Yeah.
It didn't help that his dad had joined the army, causing the family to move around frequently. So they were an army family, moving around, screaming at each other, pissing off neighbors, coast to coast.
Not a great,
not
a great time.
They did settle for a few years in Las Cruces, New Mexico, where his dad worked at the White Sands Missile Range.
Yeah,
we know
shout out. Yeah, we've been there before.
So a classmate, Lou Catalgio, who knew George during this time, would say he was a pretty outgoing and kind kid.
Okay. Was this in high school?
Yes.
Okay.
That was until one day he got into it with his father, who had a reputation for being tough. Came to school, quote, looking like he had been mauled. It looked like his father had taken a butcher knife and cut his hair. He was never the same after that.
Okay. Oof. I mean, at first I was like, cut what?
Yeah, same. But like his head.
Yeah.
Like a bad scalping, kind of.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
No, I don't think this was a good home situation.
Yeah. Well, and if like he immediately changed afterwards, then you know probably more than just a bad haircut happened.
Yep. Yeah. So George graduated from Mayfield High School in 1974 and immediately enlisted in the Navy. He served for 3 years before being honorably discharged.
He probably was like, anything that takes me away from my family.
Yeah, exactly. His parents got divorced in 1983, with his dad moving to Houston, Texas.
That's probably not a good thing.
No, Houston's a good thing, but yeah.
You're not welcome
I
here.
mean, we'll see. And his mom moved to Henderson, Nevada.
Oh, weird. Okay.
There's a lot of weird things in the story that like personally connect with different things. It's interesting. So after the Navy, he joined the Merchant Mariners and served for 37 overseas voyages, mostly in the Gulf of Mexico. But he was relieved of duty in 1981 due to marijuana use.
Oh, big no-no back then, I guess.
Yes, but it is a big no-no. And just a few casual incidents of racism.
Okay.
You know.
But we're in the 80s?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not great. So he would get into it with other mariners of color and say some pretty heinous shit. His shipmates, I was like, don't you say it.
Saying shit on a ship.
His shipmates said he, quote, hated blacks, Hispanics, and gays. That he thought women were snakes, especially his mother, end quote.
Okay, so he hates everyone,
angry.
which really, okay, so you hate yourself.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
what that is.
No, he hates himself.
Yeah.
He was somehow able to regain his merchant license briefly, but lost it again in 1989 after yet another marijuana charge aboard a cargo ship.
Okay.
Which is,
we're
just same pattern.
If you want to keep doing what you're doing, maybe like stop smoking weed.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Yeah. You don't have to.
Or like, if you want to keep smoking weed, go do something different where you know you're not going to get drug tested. I don't know. I didn't grow up in the 80s. I don't know.
So shortly after this second incident, he went to Houston with his dad to enter drug rehab.
Why would he go with his dad?
Because I think dad was paying for it.
Okay.
Dad had some money.
Gotcha.
Dad lived in a red brick mansion in Texas, and mom lived in an apartment in Henderson.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
and he thought his mom was a snake.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I didn't put it in here, but he used to draw pictures of his mother's face on a snake's body. Like, is this little pastime? Just for funsies.
Therapy is so important.
It's so important. So with all this sudden free time, he was able to stalk 2 sisters who lived 2 blocks from his father's house.
Not his sisters.
No, 2 like neighborhood sisters.
Okay.
It was 23-year-old Jill Fritz and 19-year-old Jana Jemigan, and they had become his sole focus. He stalked them relentlessly.
Had he... I have questions.
They were just like in the neighborhood, and he saw them, and he was like, "Oh, you're it."
I like them.
Yes.
How old was he? Like maybe in his 20s?
I know this was like 30s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, early 30s. Gross.
Okay.
It was gross. It was icky. So he sent them a 5-page letter in June of 1990, part of which read, quote,
No.
"Please give me the satisfaction of someday laughing in the face of all those mostly white, treacherous female vipers from those 2 towns," he's talking about Killeen and Belton, Texas, "who tried to destroy me and my family. And, quote, you think the 3 of us can get together someday?"
I'm sure they read that and they were like, who's this from and what is he talking about?
Yeah.
Because that's how I
what the
feel.
heck?
If I would have got that note.
Like, who is that? Like, I think they knew of him, but like,
But what
crazy.
are you talking about?
Like, we don't hang out.
And
What are you
who are
doing?
these like vipers from what are we talking about?
You just chaos.
Okay.
He ended it with saying, quote, that he was truly flattered knowing I have 2 teenage groupie fans.
Okay. So he thought that they were very aware of his existence and
Yeah.
maybe almost liked him.
Yeah, there's definitely something in his
Okay.
head going
Yeah.
on. So I put a lot of dates in here, kind of like 1991 is a big year for him. So we're going to kind of go through 1991. This is the year.
Okay.
So in February, while he was visiting his mother, he went to Mike's Gun House in Henderson, Nevada, and purchased a Glock 17 and a Ruger P89. In May, he was charged with a DUI and illegal carrying of loaded guns in his car.
Okay. So
He's
didn't.
real reckless.
He did not have like a license to carry
No,
guns.
no, he did not.
Okay.
Then in June 1991, he walked into the local branch. Oh, this is my favorite. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot he did this. Okay. He walked into the local branch of the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Nevada. Not to report an alien sighting, like I might do. We'll see, TBD. But to make a report about women. He went to the FBI.
Straight to the FBI.
Caucasian women, to be exact.
I thought he was okay.
You see, he was convinced that Caucasian women had banded together and created a coalition to not date him. He went to the FBI to say that white women wouldn't date him, and he wanted to make a complaint about it.
What did he? Your mouth sounded like a fart.
I don't know. I don't know. I think that was this.
I swear that
I
wasn't
didn't
a-
fart. But
no.
if I did, it's totally normal.
Fine.
It's fine. But he
Okay.
didn't.
Hold on. So,
Excuse me, FBI. I have a complaint to make.
all of white women,
All the women, all the white women.
all the white women won't date me because
We
they
formed
created a group.
coalition.
Okay.
And we, in that meeting, said, don't date George.
And like he's number 1 on the list.
We only one on the list. The only one.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So-
what do they call these guys? Incels?
Incels. He is exactly
Yeah.
an incel.
And if you're an incel, don't listen to our channel. Get out of here. Okay.
We don't
Sorry.
have any followers yet.
PSA.
Yeah.
Get
No, it's
outta
fine. We don't
here.
want them. Okay. So the FBI was like, we can't help
What
you.
do you want us
Like,
to do? We
goodbye.
could do more with an alien sighting.
Right, exactly. So he kicked rocks, but he was on a dangerous path of hate and anger. Like
Yeah.
it's building up here. So in August 1991, there was an incident with a local clerk in Texas. He went in to buy breakfast and asked the order to be added to his tab. You remember when we used to do that at like the local
Yeah.
grocery store? or convenience store. That was nice. They don't do that anymore.
No, they do not.
Because we didn't pay it. Whoopsie.
If you gotta start a tab, you can't afford it.
Yeah, you can't. We're not coming back to pay that 27 cents. Sorry.
Yikes. Had he been to this place before?
Yes.
Okay.
They knew him. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let me see. The woman.
But they were like, nah, you can't put this
so
on
the
there?
woman behind the register, it was Mary Mead. She didn't want to, and she had a feeling he was going to bail on the tab, but he scared the crap out of her. So she did it anyway. She was like, sure.
Go get your manager.
Bye. Yeah.
But it's okay. Okay.
I think she was alone.
Yeah.
But on his way out, though, he said, quote, I want you to tell everybody if they don't quit messing around my house, something awful is going to happen. And she was like, I just work here.
Yeah. Sir, I don't
What do
know
you want me to do? Like, I'm not anywhere near your house. Like, what?
Yeah.
So she was even more freaked out.
Yeah. He's just full crazy.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
actually crazy.
There were so many times somebody could have been like, I think we need to do something
Get
about
him some
this.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early October, he quit. This is still 1991. He quit his job as a concrete worker, and when he went to pick up his final check, he wondered aloud what would it be like to kill someone. You just
Again, nobody
was. They were like, oh, that crazy George.
Again, though, that's like such a red flag if they like quit their job without
Right.
notice, don't have any other job lined up. What are they doing?
And you're like, I wonder what it'd be like to kill somebody.
Like, that sounds like somebody who's ready to just make their way out of this
Right.
world and can do something crazy.
And he told his coworkers on the way out to, quote, watch and see. Watch and see.
I don't want to.
Watch and see.
Yeah, no, he's gonna murder some people.
A crazy, like, closing the door. Just like,
Flags.
watch and see.
Why did nobody
and
call
see.
the police?
Watch and see. You're like, no, I got it. Okay, yeah, I'll call somebody. But what appeared to be the final straw was he had tried to get his license reinstated for the Merchant Marines, but that request was officially denied on October 11th, 1991,
Okay.
just 5 days before this incident.
Yikes.
On October 15th, his 35th birthday, he really circled the drain here. Yeah, so he did this
on his
the
birthday.
day after his birthday.
Oh, okay.
So he got his birthday in and then did this.
Okay.
So what did he do for his birthday, you ask? Well,
I wasn't asking, but
he spent time arguing with his mother on the phone when she called to wish him a happy birthday. You know, it's just like you, Snake.
fuck you, Mom.
I hate you. Hope you die.
Thanks for giving birth to me. Fuck
Right.
you.
Literally. And then later that evening, while eating a cheeseburger and fries outside of Belton, he had a sudden outburst of rage as he watched television coverage of Clarence Thomas's confirmation hearings, the Supreme Court Justice. The hamburger stand manager was Bill Stringer, and he said, quote, when an interview with Anita Hill came on, he just went off. He started screaming, you bitch, you bastards open the door for all the women.
Okay.
And yet, nobody did anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I was there, I would have been like, you're crazy
gotta go.
and I want to get away from you.
Yeah. So he's just like openly acting crazy at this point.
But I fear, I mean, we're in the early 90s. No, that I
91.
feel like it was kind of acceptable still for a
just act
man
wild.
to just like
Yeah,
spew hate.
especially in Texas.
And nobody is going to confront them.
No, you're right.
It's
I get it.
wild.
No, you're right. But this would, this would be the last birthday he would ever see.
Good.
Yeah, great. So the next morning, he followed his normal routine. He stopped at the Leon Heights drive-in convenience store, grabbed a sausage biscuit, an orange juice, a candy bar, donuts, and a newspaper.
Because why not?
Because last meal.
Yeah.
Go for it. The clerk, Mary, who was afraid of him, said this morning, quote, he seemed almost calm, almost friendly, for the first time I could remember.
That always, I feel like so many times you
That's
hear
how it
that, like
does.
right before somebody does something super crazy. Well, actually, they acted crazy all the time, but
they
the
were
day
so
they did
calm.
it, they were so, yeah.
They're determined. I don't know the psychology behind it, but they're like, once they've made the decision, right? Like they're at peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he then drove the 17 miles to the Luby's in Killeen to carry out his final act.
Do we get an explanation of why he chose Luby's?
No, I think he drove around for the most cars. I mean, this was a packed Luby's.
He's just looking for...
There was anywhere from 150 to 160 people in this restaurant.
Dang.
Yeah.
See, I think now something that probably would have saved me is if I see that many people,
You're like,
I'm like,
out.
no.
I'll just DoorDash it.
You know, no.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
But it was boss's day. That's
Yeah.
why it was so busy. You were going out with your coworkers. So he drove around the parking lot, speeding up before slamming into the floor-to-ceiling glass just to the right of the entrance. It took him a second to get his bearings as his blue 1987 Ford Ranger came to a stop in the middle of the restaurant. An elderly couple who had been sitting at the windows was thrown 10 to 12 feet.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yes. Reminder here, this is a more than usual crowded restaurant. And initially, this is why I put this in the beginning, everyone thought the driver of the truck was having some sort of medical emergency, and some even rushed to help him.
Yeah.
Because they were like,
I can see that. And
something's wrong. This
Yeah.
isn't normal.
and you're kind of, I mean, this is a sort of a smaller town
Yes.
in Texas.
So Michael Griffin was the one who ran to help him. He was a veterinarian who was having lunch with his friend and pastor, Kirby Lack. He was struggling with some feelings of depression and challenges of faith. So he even made a lighthearted joke that if he were to die, nobody would show up to his funeral. Like, he was going through it.
Oh, no.
So his friend and pastor was like, I got you. Let me take you to Luby's.
Let's go have
talk
lunch."
about it.
Oh. Also, though, can I just say,
Yeah.
I love a vet rushing to aid
Yes.
people.
This is not the first time a veterinarian has rushed to help.
I love that.
So Pastor Kirby, being an amazing human, reassured him that he loved him and he would be there for him no matter what. When the truck crashed, he ran to help the driver and was shot immediately in the chest and killed before he even knew what was happening.
Yeah. Before probably anybody had registered
Right.
what was happening.
Yeah. He ran to help and got shot for it. Hennard then stuck his left arm out of the window and shot a female cashier twice in the chest, throwing her back into the line. He continued to shoot down the service line as he opened the door and stepped out. Now I want to set the scene. If you haven't been to a Luby's before, it's the cafeteria style restaurant, right? Where you walk in, you get a tray, and you go down the line. So you get your meat, your sides, your dessert, your drink. So you go down the line, and that's what he was shooting down.
Yeah.
So-
because there's people there helping
Right.
serve you.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there
And
were
there's not
a lot
really
of workers.
anywhere to go.
Yeah. That's messed up. Oh.
Survivors say they were anticipating for him at that point to tell them it was a robbery. They were like, oh, okay, well, this has got to be a robbery.
Yeah.
Here's my stuff.
Right. Because it doesn't make any sense why somebody would just do that.
Yeah. But they were quickly disappointed, which is a crazy word to use, when he yelled, quote, "All women of Killeen and Belton are vipers. This is what you've done to me and my family. This is what Bell County did to me. This is payback day."
It's so strange to me why it's so specific.
Yeah, so he ends up targeting women. This is all about
Right.
women. So he goes in to kill women here. But why a Luby's?
Yeah. And it doesn't make sense to you can't make sense of crazy. But you went to the FBI in Nevada to claim all women everywhere in the world were doing this to you. But then you go and do this and it's specifically these women right
Of
here.
this town.
Right.
Yeah, did it. Mhm.
Okay.
So he walked around the restaurant, a gun in each hand and a cigarette dangling from his mouth as he was shooting as quickly as he could. His shirt pockets were stuffed with extra clips. People began throwing themselves under tables and trying to hide, but George was on a mission. He circled the restaurant, specifically targeting women and yelling, "You bitch," before he shot them. Every woman he would yell, "You bitch," at before he shot them. He shot men too, but he didn't say anything to them.
Yeah. He was just like, "You're in my way."
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, unfortunately, he found one woman under a table and said, "Hiding from me, bitch," before he shot her in the face. Mm-hmm. And a reminder, like blanket reminder here, we're right next to Fort Hood. I think they've renamed it now, but like we are in a military city. So
I didn't connect those dots.
Yeah. So we are in a place where you should be safe.
Yeah. Well, and also I'm surprised, and maybe you'll get into it, but like that nobody there had a weapon on them.
I will get into that. There is a reason.
Yeah.
So he continued shooting people as he walked back around towards the front again, seemingly agitated. He was angry about something. Then he did something that shocked everyone. He yelled at a woman who had a small toddler who was screaming and crying to leave. He said, quote, "You with the baby, get out of here before I change my mind."
Oh, yeah, immediately. Yep, bye.
He actually had to tell her twice to leave because she thought it was a setup.
Yeah.
But she did. She turned and ran as fast as she could, fully expecting to be shot in the back.
Yeah.
But the bullet never came. It was the only semi-redeemable moment in this whole tragedy. But when the woman's mother and the baby's grandmother tried to follow behind them, he shot her dead.
Yeah.
So he let this woman and this baby go, and that's it.
Yeah.
He killed everyone else.
Oof. Well, you're going to tell me. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
No, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself.
I don't know, it's
I'm like,
awful.
honestly, I'm like, just tell me what happened so we can be done with this.
So the survivors remember how quiet it got as he reloaded. There was no screaming and there was no chaos, just eerie silence as they waited for the shooting to resume.
That's terrifying.
I can't imagine. You're just hoping he misses you.
Yeah.
So
sorry. And it's such an impossible situation because you don't know how much time you have before he reloads.
Yep.
And like you could be like possibly in a safer place than trying to run, making yourself a target.
Yep. Exactly.
But you're also a sitting duck.
Yeah, that's something that other people said is if you made eye contact with him, he shot you for sure.
Yeah.
So they were just trying not to be seen.
I'm sure just like trying to play dead.
Right.
Yeah.
So Dr. Suzanne Hupp, who worked as a chiropractor, was having lunch with her parents and friends and remembers thinking, he picked the wrong girl, as she reached into her purse to pull out her .38 pistol and shoot the madman.
Okay, girl.
Yes. But when her hand felt nothing but air, her heart sank. See, in 1991, it was not legal to carry your handgun into a place of business, and she didn't want to risk her chiropractic license, so she left the gun in her glove box before going in to eat.
Oh, dang.
It was not legal.
It like went through her mind for a second. She's like, I
got it. And she didn't remember that she put it in the gun.
Oh, baby, no.
Yep. At this point, she thought, what do I do now? Throw a salt and pepper shaker at him? Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Her family were sitting ducks. So as the shooter circled towards them, her father, a 71-year-old World War II veteran, said, quote, "I have to do something," and charged at Hennard. He got about 15 feet from the shooter when he was shot in the chest and killed. But he had taken the shooter's attention and caused him to change directions away from Suzanne and her mother. So he did save them.
Okay, they survive?
Right now.
Why are you doing this to me?
So sorry. This is intense.
I know. And but I always think about these situations too. And again, I've never been in this situation. God forbid I am ever in a situation like this. But I feel like I would hope that if you see somebody like trying to ambush, other people get in.
Right.
Because he can't shoot everybody.
Yeah. This is a little guy. I think he was like 5'10" and like 145 pounds. But and this is a military town.
Yeah.
These people are literally trained.
Right. Somebody do something.
Yes.
But okay, sorry.
So when Hennard was reloading, 28-year-old Tommy Vaughn threw himself in one of the windows, leveraging his 300-pound plus frame to shatter the window. It was like the safety glass, so that people can escape. He was cut badly, but he helped others to safety.
Okay.
But dozens of people stampeded through the jagged glass. They were all over each other, but
but I'm sure that now
they were getting out.
Okay, but is he like shooting at this crowd of people trying to get out now?
Not right now because he's still reloading.
Oh, okay.
So by the time the police showed up, about 1/3 of the estimated 160 people were able to get out of the restaurant through the window.
Okay.
So Tommy, interesting fact, Tommy would go on later to lose over 100 pounds after a gastric bypass. And he jokes that he was meant to be that big at that time so that he would be able to break the window and save the people.
Yeah.
Though he says he's no hero. But
No,
we know he is.
you are.
He's very humble, but
Yeah.
yes. So Susie was one of the people who made it out through the window, but tragically and heartbreakingly, I gotta say, don't cry, don't cry,
Don't cry.
her mother didn't follow her.
Why? I mean,
So her parents had, just the week before, celebrated their 47th wedding anniversary, and she wanted to stay with her husband.
she didn't want to leave him behind.
So other survivors recounted her last moments. She went to her husband, cradled his head in her lap until the gunman walked up to her. She looked up at him and closed her eyes, her face serene as Hennard shot her in the face.
That's awful.
Yeah.
But she was like, I don't want
She's
to
like,
go on
"No,
without him.
Our life is together. This is us." She could have got out. Like, she could have followed her daughter and got out, but she said no.
Yeah.
So Hennard then walked back over to Pastor Kirby and his other friends, which were 43-year-old Lieutenant Colonel Doty, who was the airfield commander at Fort Hood, who was only 2 weeks away from retirement from the Army. 2 weeks.
Okay.
And Johnny Romero Jr., a 33-year-old captain in the Army, who were over by Michael's body. The men tried to run when they noticed his gun jammed, but 1, there wasn't many places they could go, and 2, he had another gun.
Right. He had 2 guns.
According to Pastor Kirby, Johnny got to his knees, made eye contact with Hennard, and he was shot in the chest. His white shirt quickly became red. Kirby was shot in the right hip, and Lieutenant Colonel Doty screamed at the gunman, quote, "Why don't you leave us alone?" before he was shot and killed.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you know he's a crazy man.
Yeah.
I just wish, and again, in this situation, nobody is in the wrong except for the shooter, and that's so shitty. But it's so heartbreaking. Like, nobody wanted to really step up.
Yeah,
you
well,
have all these
that's-
like military guys in here, and nobody's thinking.
This is what Pastor Kirby, he was on an episode of I Survived. And
that
he said
show.
it was so weird to watch Johnny because Johnny just got to his knees and like accepted his fate.
Which is wild.
And he was like, okay, like, I don't know what, I mean, thank God we've never had to deal with this.
Yeah.
But then he said once he was shot, he laid down, crossed his legs, and just closed his eyes and faded away. So I don't know if that's like a, defense mechanism our bodies have when like we know we're cornered and like it's gonna happen.
I don't know.
But
I hope that I would fight with everything in me.
so Pastor Kirby had the presence of mind to put his blood-soaked hands over his face and play dead. So Hennard kicked him a few times before straddling him. And he picked him up by his hair and pressed the barrel of the gun into the soft spot at the base of his skull. So Kirby began praying and saying his goodbyes. Then he heard and felt a large explosion. But when he opened his eyes, he saw a bullet mark that had torn the carpet right next to his head. Hennard had missed. Why, you ask? Well, that's because after 12 minutes of terror, the police had finally arrived and distracted him at the perfect second to save his life.
That is wild.
The barrel was pressed into his head. And the police were like, "Police, put your gun down." And it distracted him just enough to where he did.
Again, I know that not everybody believes in God, but that is...
What's that?
That's God saying, I'm not done with you.
Right.
That is wild.
Isn't that crazy? So Officer Ken Olson and his partner Chuck Longwell were on their way back to the station. the police station.
Where the police hang
The
out.
police were at the police station after a drug raid in an unmarked car when they heard the call come over the radio. Ken was the first to open fire at the gunman, which distracted him at the exact moment he was about to kill Kirby. Hennard retreated towards the bathrooms, hopeful that he could hide out in there, but people had flooded to them already.
Right, to hide from him.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
So the people behind the doors were lying on the ground and pushing against the door so it couldn't be opened.
Oh, good. So he couldn't get in.
No, he couldn't get in.
Oh.
Because the people were stacked in front of the door.
Yay.
I was
Okay.
like, oh my God, what if he like starts shooting
That was,
the door?
yeah.
But he didn't. He only had the one gun left and he was running out of ammo.
Yeah. And at this point, he's probably,
He's cornered.
yeah,
Yeah.
freaking out. Like, what do I do?
So Hennard instead stood in the small place between them and shot towards the police. He was shot in the arm, but still wouldn't surrender, obviously. When officers told him to drop his gun, he yelled back, quote, "No, I'm going to kill more people." End quote.
Yeah.
They were like, bet fucking not. I bet you won't. So,
Like, just give us a reason to kill
Yep.
you.
So Officer Olson shot at him from 50 yards away, along with the other cops. There's no way to prove who shot actually hit him, but Hennard was shot twice in the stomach before collapsing to the ground.
Good.
He was still alive, but gravely wounded. He then took his gun and the last bullet he had and
Killed himself.
shot himself in the head. That's correct.
Because that's what cowards do.
Because he sucks and is a coward.
Yep.
Successfully ending the 14 minutes of terror, officers spent about 30 bullets in all, none hitting any patrons,
That's amazing.
which is amazing. Only the 3 that hit Hennard found their target, and even then, none of those were lethal.
Yeah.
Hennard, on the other hand, shot between 80 and 96 bullets, killing 23 people and injuring another 27. So he was just
Yeah.
going for it. 10 of those people were shot at point blank range in the head. The last victim to die was 62-year-old Kitty Davis, who had stayed late at the cafeteria so that she could show her friends pictures of her new grandson. She was credited with saving the life of her friend Barbara when she pulled her down to the table. She originally had to have 3 of her fingers amputated and was placed in a medically induced coma, but she would later succumb to her injuries on October 19th, 3 days after the shooting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awful.
It's so, like, the whole thing. And it was just, in total, it was 14 minutes. So he
Yeah.
was only shooting for 10 to 12 of those minutes, and he killed
A
that
long-
many people.
Well, that's
Well,
a
it's
long time. Yeah, it's like fish in a barrel.
Right.
There's nowhere that they can go.
And it would have been a lot more had Tommy not broke out the window.
Right.
And allowed dozens of people to escape.
To get out, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Operation Care was set up as a trust fund to help the victims and people from all over the victims of the attack, and people from all over the world gave generously. Luby's donated $100,000 to go towards the funerals, and the town banded together. Like, it's not Luby's fault, but
Yeah.
that's amazing.
There's only one person at fault in this.
Yeah.
And it's so sad, like, how much destruction one person can cause.
Yes.
And then it's like, what do you do after that? How do you pick up the pieces?
Yeah, I have no idea. So Luby's wanted to demolish the cafeteria, but the victims in the town didn't. They said that the gunmen would win if they tore down the building, and they didn't want that to happen. So after extensive remodeling, Luby's was reopened in March of 1992.
As a Luby's?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if I would go. I gotta be honest
No.
with you. I think I'll just stay away. Yeah, I don't know about that. So, as you can imagine, there was a massive media response to this incident, and most of the victims stayed silent, not wanting to revisit the day their lives changed forever. That was until John Walsh reached out. Remember him? America's Most Wanted?
Oh.
Yes.
No, I was like blinking.
You're like, no, this story
Got
is
it.
awful. So he wanted to do a story for America's Most Wanted, and he wanted to tell the truth about what happened in their town. So this sparked interest with about 40 victims who wanted the world to hear their story. They did have one staunch opponent, though, Mayor Major Blair. Why, you ask?
Yeah.
He wanted to pretend that nothing happened and got upset whenever anybody asked him about it.
Yeah. He's one of those. Nope, never happened.
Nothing happened. It wasn't, nope, don't talk about it. It's done.
Okay.
Dr. Suzanne Hupp, though, took her anger straight to the federal government. She was a tireless advocate for gun rights. She said she lost both of her parents senselessly, and 23 people had died because the law had prevented her from being able to protect herself.
Oh. See, first when you said gun rights, I was like, you mean like gun laws? And you're like, no, gun rights.
Gun rights.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, though. It's like bad people are going to break the law.
100%.
No matter what you do.
Yes.
So, but if she would have been able to legally have it there,
she could have saved so many people.
But like, let's not let this open the can of worms that is gun control. Please don't come at us.
We're just talking about the 1991 reform that Suzanne Hupp was aiming for.
Do not come for us.
In one meeting, she famously said, quote, "I'm not mad at the guy who did this. That guy was a lunatic. That's like being mad at a rabid dog. I'm mad at my legislators for legislating me out of the right to protect myself and my family."
You can be mad at him too.
Yeah. Everybody. You mad at everybody.
You can be mad at him.
So interestingly enough, she would eventually run for and get elected to the state house where she would serve for 10 years.
Oh, get it, girl.
So it's great.
Love that for her.
So the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act, was enacted on November 30th, 1993, and it established the first federal background check that would be required when someone wanted to buy a gun.
Which is wild.
93, you said?
That it didn't exist before then?
93 is when that happened.
Yikes.
So it would flag the system if the proposed buyer had a felony or any domestic violence history. It also created a 3 to 5 day waiting period before the purchaser would be able to take the gun home. So hopefully a cool off period if you have a crazy wanting to shoot everybody up.
Yeah.
So it was actually named after James Brady, the White House press secretary that was permanently disabled during the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan in 1981. So a little fun fact there. But of note, I was reading that and I was like, he got injured in 1981 and this didn't get enacted until 1993.
Yeah.
So we're moving real slow around here.
It's the government.
Yeah. On May 26, 1995, then Governor George W. Bush signed Senate Bill 60, or the Concealed Carry Law, into law and effective September 1st, 1995. It allowed law-abiding citizens to carry handguns in public if they met certain criteria. That was, you had to be at least 21 years old, complete 10 to 15 hours of classroom training, and pass a written test and demonstrate proficiency at a firing range, and pass a background check.
Yeah.
Oh, and pay your $140.
Yeah. There's got to be a fee.
So, The city of Killeen had a massive debrief for everyone affected by the shooting. It was open to victims, family members, and first responders. About 120 people showed up and requested help. So there's a lot town. There was a lot. And there was a lot that didn't show up.
Yeah.
Like, they were just like, well, this is also, they were like, we're going to pretend this happened.
Yeah.
This didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would show up.
Yeah. I'd be like, I got a counselor. We'll be good.
I'm going to do my own thing over here. Thank you.
Yeah. So Luby's closed on September 9th, 2000, and the building stood abandoned for years.
I'm going to say that maybe business just never
didn't pick back
picked
up.
back after that.
So now it is home to a Chinese buffet.
Okay.
Which I'll go there. Let's do it.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe not.
No.
I say that.
Probably
I
not.
definitely wouldn't.
Yeah.
So this was the largest mass shooting in history up until that point, and stayed that way until the Virginia Tech shooting in 2007, where 32 people were killed.
Yeah.
The Luby's massacre had 6 more deaths than the UT Tower attack 25 years earlier.
Oof.
And it was the only other mass shooting in the area. Of interesting note, I did see that from 1949 to 1981, there were only 3 shootings of 10 or more people in the entire U.S. And in just between 1982 and 1996, there were 6.
I wonder.
So we are ticking up.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, we are going the wrong way.
Yeah,
it's too much. So that is the story. But I want to make sure we remember everybody. So the community remembers everyone through a pink granite memorial located behind the Killeen Community Center, which bears the date of the event and the names of all those killed. And if you give me a moment, I would like to tell you about everyone.
Yes.
So Patricia Carney was 57 from Belton, and she was the director of elementary curriculum for Cleburne ISD. Then she went to Luby's with her husband. It was funny because she was actually his boss, so he took her out for Boss's Day.
Nice.
Jimmy Carruthers was 48 from Austin. He worked for social services and CPS and was a staunch advocate for children. Kitty Davis was 62 from Killeen, and she saved her friend Barbara and was the last to pass away. Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Doty was 43, and he was a Vietnam veteran. Alphonse Al Gradia was from Copper's Cove, and that was Susie's dad who tried to stop the gunman. And he was a World War II veteran. His wife was Ursula Gradia, and she stayed. Oh, did you hear something?
No, you're good.
I was like,
Sorry.
send help.
They make a face.
Yeah. Deborah Gray was 33, and she was a TU employee out for lunch. Texas Utilities. I was like, is that right? Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Suzanne Rashot was 36, and she was out with her friend for lunch. Michael Griffith was a veterinarian, and this is the one from the beginning of the story. So he was actually buried in Colorado, and his tombstone says, "Dare to chance the rapids with God as your captain."
Oh,
That's like really sweet. I was like,
so
that feels like a very Colorado
very
thing.
poetic.
Yeah. Venice Heenan was 70. She was from Metz, Missouri, who had just turned 70, and she was in Texas with her military husband. They were just visiting. Claudine Humphrey was 64, and she was a lifelong Texas resident. Sylvia King was 30. She was born in Germany and owned a hair salon in the town. Zona Lynn was a wife and a mother of 2. She was 65. Connie Peterson was 41. She was a doctor of respiratory therapy and a chiropractor. She was one of Suzanne's friends. And she was best known for her tireless work with AIDS patients, and she had 2 small children, ages 7 and 4. Ruth Pujol was 55, and she worked for Killeen ISD, and she was there supporting her military husband. John Romero Jr. was a U.S. Air Force captain, and he was visiting from San Antonio. He was 29. Thomas Simmons was an Eagle Scout and a manager of the Walmart Auto Center, and he was 33. Glenn Arville Spivey was 55, a beloved husband and father of 2. Nancy Stansberry was 44, and she also worked for Killeen ISD. Olga Taylor was born in Yugoslavia and had 2 daughters and 1 grandbaby. She was 45. James Welsh was 75. He was a high priest of the LDS Church and a World War II veteran.
Oh, what was he doing in Texas?
He was with his wife, Lula Welsh, who also passed away. I believe they were the couple sitting by the window.
Okay.
And they were from Waco. They were both 75. And for Lula, her friends called her Lula Bell.
That's adorable.
So cute. I love Lula Bell. And then Iva Juanita Williams, who was 64, was the president of a Texas credit union.
Okay.
So she was doing some boss bitch stuff.
Get it, girl.
Go for it. And that is all 23 people.
Ugh.
And 27 were injured. I don't know if I said that, but they all made recoveries. So
That's good.
that is the heavy story of the Luby's massacre. But it is interesting. I was reading about George Hennard, and he actually studied the McDonald's massacre before he did this to like get tips or something, which is
That's
gross.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But that's what happens with these. It's like the good and the bad thing of social media and having all of this is, yeah, it's good. We get the story out. You get to tell everybody, but the bad people also have it
Right.
too.
Yeah. And it gives like terrible people ideas.
Right.
Yeah. But something that like I thought of while you were talking about this is they, maybe something that they learned or just something that they did different was like not hesitating
Right.
to take shots at him and try to like
Just
get
do
him
it.
gone.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't negotiate. Just take him out.
Just, yeah. If you've got a shot, just go for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It also makes me think of, because just in like the jobs that I've had, I've done a lot of like active shooter training. And I think, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I did one not very long ago, and where I noticed they had kind of changed your response, right? So there used to be, if like you couldn't like safely get away, that the next thing would be to hide.
Okay.
But they like took that out because they found, they studied all these like mass shootings and
Right.
and hiding doesn't help.
Yeah.
Like
what
you're
do they
better
say?
off like fighting. So like fleeing or fighting, because you're just a sitting duck at that point. Right? Because I mean, if you can hide somewhere that hopefully they're not going to find you.
Right.
But like in a library, hiding under a
They're gonna
desk
see.
or in a restaurant, hiding under a table, you're not really hidden.
Right.
So you're
Just
just
hoping.
you're just a sitting duck.
Yes.
So, but I think they do also still like, not encourage is not the right word, but like playing dead I think is
Yeah.
a good option. But like the first two are like flee or fight if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I hope would be my reaction and my response.
But I hope we never have to find out.
Yes. Scary world we live in,
Yes.
but yeah.
All right. Well, I know the vibes were way off in that story.
Off. But the vibes are always on here with us.
Thanks, everybody.
Love ya.
Love ya.
Bye.
Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube.
You can also find us on Instagram at The Vibes Were Off, TikTok at The Vibes Were Off Podcast, or good old-fashioned email at thevibeswereoff@gmail.com.